So lately I've been getting questions from people who want to start a business. Uh, they ask me various questions. What do you think? Do you think this will work? Do you think I should start this business in Dubai, in India? So people ask me all kinds of questions. And it has been increasing, especially during the COVID situation, So I thought I would answer some of the questions in the form of this video. Now, whenever anyone asks me, why should I start a business? Or do you think it's a good time to start a business? Or should I sell this product or that product? So I always ask them this question. Okay, fine. You want to start a business. What is the business into? Let's say, for example, they say, it's into export, import, or it's into trading. I'll buy from one place and I'll sell it to another place or to other people from China or whatever. Or a restaurant. Okay, fine. Or consultancy, I'll advise people. So the first question that I ask them is, okay, when you Google search in your area, is there anyone in your line of work? And majority of the time, the answer is yes. Yeah, there are 4 or 5 people in your line of work. Okay. And then I ask them, okay, how are these people doing in terms of business? Are they doing well? Are they not doing well? The answer is either I don't know or yeah, I know. Now, the most important question here is, if there are already established players in the market, why should someone come to you for business? Okay, let's say in the case of a restaurant, there are 6 restaurants, you're starting another one. So why should someone come? Now, generally people say, I'm going to create a very unique restaurant. The experience will be different. The cuisine will be different. The staff, professional. The ambience and blah, blah, blah. They'll give all the reasons. But then here's the question which you need to think about. I know, a lot of questions. Is that good enough for someone to want to come? For example, let's say Pizza Hut, KFC, McDonald's, Hardee's, all these companies, the Lobster Hut or whatever, all these companies follow international standards. They have a very decent ambience. If you check 5-star hotels, they have excellent and sophisticated ambience. So now the question is, how many times does a person go to the same outlet? Once, twice, 3 times, 10 times? At some point they'll go 1, 2, 3 and stop. Then what do? How do you convince someone new to come? People think getting new customers is easy. It is not. Let's take the example of export-import. If there are already 5 guys in the market or 10 guys, why should someone come to you? People say, I'll give them the extra service, I'll do this, I'll do that. But is that enough for someone to discontinue the current supplier or vendor and come to a new one? Like, for example, which cold drink, which brand of beer or alcohol or cigarette or energy drink you drink, or even water, which brand? Are you willing to just change your brand to some local brand, OK energy drink, or Super Coca-Cola? You'll say, no, Loy, that is not export-import. No, that is preference, reliability, trust that has been built over the period of time. Whenever I've asked people, why should someone come to you, I've never got a proper answer. There have always been vague stuff like quality, What quality? See, if you try pricing and you start a battle of pricing, making it cheaper, giving one free, you will be priced out of the market. They'll take advantage of you, take the free service, then they'll go back to the same old guy. And see, here's what people don't consider about business. When you run a business, you're not only talking of getting your salary per month, you have to earn an income per month. That's number one. Second one, you have to pay off other people's salaries per month. So that's your fixed overhead. Unless you start terminating everyone. Electricity has to be paid. Water has to be paid. Renewal charges has to be paid. Legal fees has to be paid. Miscellaneous expenses have to be paid. When you start a business, the first 2 years, first 2-3 years, you'll just keep losing money. Just imagine, multiply what it cost you for 1 year. Salary, staff salaries, electricity for 1 year, water for 1 year, license renewal fee for 1 year, transportation for 1 year, petrol for 1 year, all expenses. Then calculate another 20% emergency some expenses. Multiply this week after week, month after month, until you get 1 year. Then multiply this amount into 2, or say, to be on the safer side, 4. Okay, 4 or 5 years. That much money you need to have in advance. That much money. Because you're starting a business, you're starting it for the long term, right? People tell me, Loy, you should not think 5 years. So what, you're only going to think of 1 year and then shut it down? What if after 1 year you're in the red? You're in the minus figure. Then what you'll do? People think, oh, I can just shut down the business. No. Once your business goes in a loss, first you have to pay people off. After you pay people off your minus, you have lost all your savings. Now what will you do? Now you have to earn, right? You have to get a job. So you're worse off than where you started. People think, Loy, I'm going to get into partnership. Partnership is even worse. Because here you'll have to take shit from someone else. When I have been offered partnership so many times. So many people said, Loy, I just want you as a working partner, or, whatever, 50-50, this, that, I will invest. I have refused, because the problem is, once you're in a partnership, it's like a marriage. There are good times, there are bad times, and then there are horrible times. And when you're talking of another person, they have their ego, you have yours. You can fight about just about anything. Maybe the timing that you get up, maybe the timing, number of hours you spend at work, or maybe your other interests. Maybe that person will feel you're not putting your 100%. Maybe the person will feel that, there are some people who, after investing money, they feel that you're their wife. You have to sit and talk to them, spend time with them, be with them, go out with them. So many issues can come up, man. See, in a nutshell, I'll just give you a few basic points. Number one is, if you're planning to start a business, make sure you have enough money for the expenses and for your salary for the next 5 years. If you don't have for 5 years savings, enough and more savings, because see, I know I'm saying 5 years, maybe within 1 year or 2 years you'll try and shut it down. So if you shut it down, you have 3 years buffer. 1 year will be spent on closing down the business, and then at least you have 2 years buffer where you don't have to go beg. Others, just imagine you had 100,000 and you ended up losing 100,000, and now you have to pay people still more. In fact, have you ever thought about it? If your business goes in a flop, your personal expenses don't end. Okay, that's one. The second one is, make sure that you have a backup, either your spouse or somebody is actually working and they can support you. Otherwise, and don't believe brother, sister, and sometimes even parents will say, I'm sorry, we can't shoulder this loss. Number two. Number three is, If you're a newbie in business, keep your expenses down to zero, do freelancing. Trust me, you'll thank me for this. And if you can get a minimum amount per month that can not only pay your, first is it pays your expenses. If you can sustain and survive, then fine, keep at it. When it comes to a point where you can support 4-5 people with your income, then think of a business slowly. Others, you are simply digging your grave. Then next one is a very simple thing I told you. People drink Coca-Cola, people drink Pepsi. Why do you think people are not drinking Team or Super or Ice Black? Because people have a loyalty towards a brand. They have a preference. In fact, if you have been dealing with one supplier for, let's say, repairing your house or electricity or water, or you send your child to one particular school, why you don't send your child to every year a new school? Because you can trust this person. You have a relationship with this person. Same thing with buyers and sellers. They have a relationship with someone. They don't want to change, man. Because, like for example, me, I have some people who I deal with, and even if they charge me more, I prefer dealing with them unless some bad experience happens. How many people you think? There are so many who got in touch with me and said, Loy, I'll give you cheaper, I'll give you 50% off, don't have to pay for the first year. Why do you think I am not dealing with them? Because there is a risk involved in taking someone new. In the same way, when you start a new business, people will look at you with distrust. Then obviously your question will be, Loy, does that mean nobody is starting business? There are so many who start business. Yes, there are many people who start a business, and there are many who shut down. We only read and listen to those motivational stories. He started a business today, evaluation is 1 billion. He started a new technology, app store, application, software company. Oh, it has gone 1 billion. First round of investment, he has made 20 crores. He has made, he's the richest man. With every one success story, there are 10,000, 100,000 disasters. You know, people don't talk about it. In fact, on my Facebook, there was this guy. It was apparently, he's the youngest CEO of this new startup. They're making millions. So I commented there stating, he's the youngest CEO or whatever of a startup. He has made million. Let's see how does he do second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Let's see. Because just being lucky the first time around doesn't mean you'll sustain. To my shock and surprise, after I put the comment, someone who is not on my friends list commented, I read your comment with regards to this guy. So in that he said, I want you to know that I was his employee, and the second year onwards, he was not able to sustain the expense and payoff. And then the investors pulled the plug, and now he has to pay off loans. Out of shame, he's not telling the truth and he's gone to hiding. He's saying, I was working for him. This is the problem, you know, when people have to brag and show off. They will put Instagram stories, Facebook, oh, believe in yourself, achieve your dream. But nobody wants to hear a loser. See, keep in mind, just as one person wins a lottery, and everyone like, wow, you won a lottery. And all other millions of people go and buy the lottery with the hope, I'll make a lottery, I'll get something. How many people get something? In the same way, business. And one last thing before I conclude. Okay, you started a business. How will you get your customer today? You have to get. If you didn't get today, tomorrow, it's today's and tomorrow's expense. If you don't get for 3 days, it's today, tomorrow, day after, 3 days expense. You don't get a customer 4 days, you have to cover 4 days expense. Like this, every day it compounds. On top of that, think about the fact that it's not just business 1 year. It'll go 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year. You know, understand this much, that most of the people who do business, this is what I've seen, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, they eventually shut it down. They eventually shut it down. Huh? This is a fact. At some point, they shut it down. They're like, shit, can't do this. No, we're not earning enough where we can manage. In fact, one of the biggest things, all you need is one bad year, one tragedy, one problem, one bad luck, one wrong decision, one bad investment, one bad debt, and your entire business will collapse. Even one wrong signature, entire business will collapse. You can have someone in your company who will cheat you, maybe your own family person. Maybe there's a mistake. Maybe someone who you sold, they don't pay you on time, or they can't pay you on time, or they cheat you. That one incident is enough to destroy business. Business is something where one mistake and you cease to exist. So all I'm telling you is, if you're unable to take care of yourself, market yourself, sell yourself, and be a worthwhile employee, if you can't do that, if you're not good at sales, you're not good at selling yourself, you're not dynamic, you're not able to keep making money through your connections, contacts, by talking, if that is not your forte, business will not work. In today's day and age of the internet, where everyone can access information online, they can check the pricing, they can check for vendors, it's become so hard. Survival. That is why many people who tell me, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, I want to be a businessman, I tell them, if you have not been successful as a employee, where you can sell and talk and network and, like they say, sell ice cream to the Eskimo. If you're not that kind of guy, please don't get into business, because it's non-stop. And you have to be completely obsessed. One final thing, most important thing. If you're ready to give up your family life, if you're ready to give up your dreams, if you're ready to give up your hobbies, ready to give up your health, ready to give up your peace of mind, ready to work 24/7 with sometimes no sleep, and you'll only be obsessed about money 24/7, then get into business. Otherwise, trust me, don't get. You'll thank me for it. This is the best advice I can give you for those who are thinking of getting into business. Like they say, it's like marriage. You want it to be happily ever after. You want it to be romantic and beautiful. Ask any married guy who has been married 20, 30 years. He'll tell you the reality of marriage life. It's not happily ever after. It's not romantic, and it's not as what they show in Hollywood. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's me signing off. Take care.